Texas legend, T.J. Ford, National Player of the Year, Wooden Award winner, Naismith Award winner. Again, I've said already, the fastest guy I've worked with the ball in his hands. And going to let you share a little bit with us today, where you're from, how you ended up at Texas, how your experience was at Texas, transition from becoming a student athlete to a professional athlete, and then the advice you would give college basketball players aspiring to become professionals. So I know I kind of rattled off quite a bit there, but give me a little bit tell a little bit about yourself a little bit.
Oh, man, Houston, Texas, had a lot of success once, in high school as a McDonald's All-American, 2 state title, back-to-back championship, have a national record of winning 62 games in a row. Ended up at the University of Texas being recruited. Could have went to many different schools, but what stuck out with me during my process is just really getting to know the coach. Rob Lanier at that time was the assistant coach, and he did an excellent job just recruiting me, of just building a real relationship and a real just bond. And it was somebody that I was just looking for as not only just like that coach, but somebody that I knew that was like that uncle, that big brother, more like that uncle. So knowing that, when you're wrong, you want them to get you in line. And then when the fact that, when you're not right, they're going to, tell you the same thing that you got to get yourself together. So there were certain things in my recruitment that I was just looking for just in any person. And I think for me, it was just about a way of life and like the way I like to live my life. And I just want to be able to trust the people that I'm around. And I just think for me, I just like to put people through a real process to gain trust amongst each other, because, decisions will always have to be made. And I think you always want to make sure you're getting the good advice, the best advice, and also just, somebody that's going to be there through thick and through thin. And that made my transition to the University of Texas very good in the coaching staff, and then also building a relationship with Rick Barnes. Him being able to tell me how he was going to use me as a player was the most valuable thing that I was looking for in any coach, is being able to tell me how that you understand my game, how you're going to use my game, and how my game really affects his goal and his vision that he had, not only for myself, but for the team. And that's how I was basing my college decision off of, or just even in the game of sports, of coaches that I like to play for, is being able to just tell me the things that you seen me do great in high school and the way that I played, how you're going to implement for me to still be able to play that way. And fortunately, I was able to pick the right decision going to Texas, playing for Rick Barnes, and being able for him to see my style of what my ultimate strength was as a player, and incorporating that in how he played. And it allowed me to maximize myself as a basketball player.
How about your transition from a student athlete to being a professional player? How'd that go for you?
School wasn't easy for me. I wouldn't BS that I was a great student. I think what I understood is I wasn't an excellent student. So I understood the importance of being able to go to my teacher's office hours, going over to, let them know that I may need a little help with some assignments, make sure I went to the tutoring program that they had in place for us every day. And I just used the resources to be able to take care of something that I knew was my weakness. So me building those relationships with my professors was the most important thing for me, because I was going to go to class. I went to class majority of the time. Unless it was some big-time games, I took that day off. That day off.
Okay. Talk to me about what advice would you give young guys? You've obviously had a very successful career in college. What advice would you give young guys aspiring to be professionals, to make this an occupation at some point themselves?
You really just got to love it. You really got to love it, and you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you putting everything into it? If you want this to be your livelihood, or this something that you have a real true passion for. And I think if you do anything in life that you got a true passion for, that you truly love, you're going to try everything in your power to be the best at it. and the chips are gonna fall where they fall. So I would just tell guys, just if you live in the gym and while you're in the gym, you're working and you're sharpening your skills, but you're also sharpening your mind of challenging yourself and creating high expectations for yourself, not as a negative tool if you didn't make shots. You just being able to create your own bar for yourself. And that's just the kind of person that I am, is try to help people set their bar or let them know what their bar is. But the bar is what the expectations the players have. As a coach, you got your own bar that you got set for the players. And sometimes those bars may be a little too high for that player, or it may not be high enough. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter from a player standpoint. And from a player standpoint, it's all about the player and how he feel about himself and what he's trying to accomplish. That's about just setting goals and being able to just be in the gym. If you're in the gym will treat you right. If you got that basketball and you studying it and you watching it and you just thinking about it, it's going to take care of you, just like it's taking care of yourself and just like it's taking care of me, in my post career.
Oh, absolutely. What you put into it is what you get out of it. There's no doubt about it. And, obviously all your hard work paid off for you in terms of getting a chance to make it an occupation. Tell me a little bit about your experience in playing for Coach Terry or working with Coach Terry. And also he has a guy on the staff that was also a guy that was one of your former teammates in Kim Polino. Talk a little bit about your experience, maybe playing a little bit with KP and also getting a chance to work with us a little bit as well.
I mean, the pleasure of working with you guys is knowing you guys got you got the Final Four background, you got the pedigree, you guys know what it takes, and you've seen it firsthand. And not only that, you also know what it takes to be around just great players. And you're a player's coach, on both sides. You as an assistant coach, you all, to me, you've been the same as a head coach. You care for your players. You try to do everything you possibly can within the rules to be able to help the players. And I know that you care about the players. And we spend many times when I was a player and you was the coach, and even, as adults now, the impact that you're trying to have on kids and their education and being able to put them on the right path. And trying to help them get through some of the hurdles a little quicker or have a better understanding of the experiences that we have faced. Because it doesn't come as easy as people think it does as you look at it. We all have some trials and tribulations that we had to get through. And we had some opportunities where our careers could have went in different paths based on those decisions. But when I think when it comes to Coach Terry, Rodney Terry, I think he's the same. You are the same person when you come and you talking to somebody's household, whether it's a mother, a father, or both parents or grandparents. It's being an honest, stand-up person. When you look at Ken Polino, it's somebody that, we really took in and look after because, he was one of these kids that came to school. I don't know if they know his story. He didn't come to school with much. He didn't have the ability and the opportunity to call back home and ask for things. And I think as teammates, we became those big brothers, and it wasn't an embarrassment to make him understand that, what he couldn't do, which, I'm sure he probably felt ways at times, but we took him in and let him know what being a part of an extended family and a family is about. And we made sure that, everything that he needed, we was able to provide it for him. Other than that, you guys' integrity and you guys' character is the most important thing that we stand on. And I think that's the most important thing to allow y'all to relate to these kids, continue to impact these young men that y'all coaching, and just trying to get them to understand that, it's nobody's fault. We just all got to put the time into it. And if everybody put the time into it equally, everybody's time going to look a little different. But if everybody put the time in equally and have the same goal and really going forward, that's the best way to have success. And when you don't have success, that means because as a collective group, everybody wasn't on the same page as far as putting in the same commitment. And that commitment doesn't just mean that it comes at practice time or on game day. It's a commitment that started long before the season started. And that's what guys are doing individually, especially right now on their own time, where it's all on you to figure out how to get yourself better.
No, that's exactly right. That's well said. What are your thoughts on the current situation that's taking place around the country right now?
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's something that we never experienced. It's something we don't have answers for. But I think at the same time, it slowed us all down. And it allowed us to really, put things in perspective of what's important. What's important is your health, is your family, and is being educated enough to do whatever it is you want to do in this world, and being able to prepare yourself for the future, because at any moment you have to be able to understand that these type of events are going to happen in your lifetime, and you still want to be able to be prepared for it. And find your passion, find your love. And what we finding out is you can have love in multiple things. And outside of basketball, these guys got to start studying and researching what it is that they would like to do for the rest of their life. And I don't think that necessarily have to be what they're actually taking in school, but I think if they have an interest in something, using the internet and building relationships and having a platform, being at UTEP and social media wise, these guys can reach out and get in contact with anybody, to get that process, to get information. They got you guys to understand what it is about coaching. I think right now you can even have an opportunity to be able to teach some of your players that want to get in coaching, have a coaching program right now to show them what it is to watch film. They can watch film on themselves to understand what a breakdown, or write a practice plan. And I think you can take that opportunity with some of your players and be able to turn them into some, I'm not saying into coaching, but being able to just prepare them if they want to be in this sports realm when they're done. And I think while you're playing, they have the ability to learn these things now. I don't think that they should learn these things once their careers are over or done.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you want to keep basketball as a part of your life, and not have basketball use you, but use basketball and want to stay connected to it, then there are a lot of different avenues that you can continue to stay close to the game. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now and life after basketball a little bit.
Well, for me, life after basketball, is got my youth program, running my foundation of teaching kids life skills and mentoring kids in my community, try to give them a better living and give them just some inspiration. That's one part, raising my family, my kids being married, and trying to make sure I keep my kids on the right track and develop my son through this process of trying to be the best that he could be as a basketball player as well. And I work for the National Basketball Players Association as a career development counsel. So, my job is trying to help guys and provide information for them and get them connected with things that they have an interest in, and try to help them create, a plan in their post-career. Obviously, you're going to have emotions up and down, not being able to do something that you love. But I think the mental part of it is, I put everything I could into basketball. So me leaving the game, I don't have an ounce left to feel like I didn't do something. So, now it's about entrepreneurship for me. It's about being able to control my time, control my schedule, and do all the things that I love to do. It's not really about, you can look at a financial gain, you can look at it, but I think for me it's just getting to my passion to fulfill my, my soul and my mental state as well. Because basketball is a huge part of it, and it's something that I'm not really ready to just let go and go into a whole different other industry. I just want to be able to keep helping kids because, from a basketball knowledge standpoint, I have it. I have a lot to give. I got more to give. It's just, find the right people to give it to.
That's right. That's right. Well, again, I love talking to former players, man, and obviously I'm very proud of what you've been able to do. Obviously, we had a great run. We got to the Final Four. You were obviously instrumental in that whole run for us, and it was an experience that we both have cherished for a long time, the rest of our lives, because it was reaching the highest level that you could reach in our sport at that time. And I think the thing that I'm most proud of, though, watching you grow into a young adult, into manhood, is what you've been able to do in terms of what I tell my guys all the time. You've gone back and you've given back to your community. You have you've gone back and you become a good father, a good provider, and that's what I'm most proud of. Obviously, you got a chance to be one of the elite players in the world and played in the NBA for a number of years, 8 years, 9 years in the NBA, and you were a lottery pick and you had all these other accolades from a basketball standpoint. But those are the things that I'm most proud of and I get the most joy out of, you're a good father, good husband, great provider, and you're doing with your son and inspiring him right now to do what other people did with you as you were growing up and stuff. So I'm proud of you, man. I know you come from a great family, you know, and know your parents well. And man, I'm really proud of what you're doing. And I know the best is still yet to come. I mean, you know, you had a great chapter already, but this new chapter of your life is going to be even better. And look for more, you know, great things from yourself moving forward in the future, man. But it's always great catching up. And I know you're a busy man on the move right now, heading to the ATX. And just proud of you, man, and want to have you a part of talking to my group and other people out there as well. And hope you continue to inspire young people like you do, man, because you make a lot of impact on a lot of people. And you have already, and you will continue the rest of your life and stuff. So just proud of you, man. Keep up the great work, buddy. All right.
Anytime, my pleasure.
All right, brother. Be safe out there. All right.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, T.